Someone let me know if the sound's okay out there. You've got a stalker in the background. Hi, Cat. Hiya, Mickey, Andy, AMG, if you're in the background there. What do you think of that one then? Lost Souls, hello, sweetheart. Can somebody let me know in the chat if the sounds are right, if it's too high, too low, whatever? I don't know if I set this thing up. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you, mate. It's not too loud or anything like that. Yeah, Kit is in the background there. She's never far away from me. I got nothing on here to say how many people I got watching. So, oh, there we go. Up there. No. Oh, I don't know what that is. So how are we all doing today then? Mine's laying on my arm. I normally have my pussy on my lap, but good afternoon, Richard. Nice to see you in here, mate. Yeah, she's getting a bit old now. She's, what is she, 15, 16, something like that. Right cantankerous little bitch. And you, do you want to come over? You want to come over? Come and say hello. Nope. Ignorant as well. Well, it looks like if that's how many people are watching, apparently there's only 2 of you. So who's in here that ain't in here? Eldest is 8, already losing the marbles. It's not the marbles you want to worry about, it's when the stuff starts dropping out the other end. AMG, hello, mate. Nice to see you in here. So what do you reckon then? Am I doing okay for my second stream? Come on, let me know. Give me some criticism. Oh, microphone stands a bit close to the table. Well, hopefully at not in the whistle. Yeah, that's a gap in my false teeth, mate. If I take them out, I dribble. Thank you, Ollie. Yeah, I'm going to sit down. We're going to have a bit of a chat with me and Pat on how I can get the Discord on there so I can bring you guys into the chat if you want to. I don't do regular lives, as you know. It's just when time and whatever allows. But Pat did say something. He might be shifting the lives around this week to do something with the Rev, but he hasn't confirmed it yet. So I'm not going to say yes or no. I know what he had in mind. He said it last Sunday, but he hasn't actually confirmed it yet. So, oh, it's saying we've got 4 in here now. Well, of course, Tiffany won't be in, will she, Lost Soul? She's got that new job, hasn't she? Oh, dear. They're on the telly on about reversing some parts of the new budget. Yeah, she told me because I'm on Facebook now. Oof, bloody thing that is. I haven't actually posted anything down there yet, so I'm still on there. But she did say she had was it her second induction day today, wasn't it? I think. No. Hello, Graham. Yeah, you said you probably couldn't get in, mate, because of tech problems, but nice to see you in here. I will be starting to dish out some spanners. Obviously, Lost Souls is one very trusted young lady there. I will be dishing some more out, but at the moment, um, with who we have in here, it's not really worth it. If there do any idiots turn in, then I'm banned. Why doesn't that surprise me, Holly? Why doesn't that surprise me? Well, I'm actually wired today. I've been drinking Go Juice all day. Wi-Fi keeps dropping out. Problem is my end. Nothing wrong with your end, mate, as far as I know, but your electrics might be screwed. Can't you sign into a neighbour's? Richard, I know Holly, and I know the sort of stuff she puts on there. It doesn't take much to trigger them, apparently. I've still got to figure out how to use it. Shared Wi-Fi upstairs. What? Who else we got in here? Right, let's see how long we're going to keep going today then. I mean, what's going on? I mean, the NHS running out of blood. Can you believe that? Is it because people ain't donating? I don't know. Like I said in the video the other day, are they sending it all to the Ukraine? Good afternoon, Mark, mate. Welcome aboard. Did your alarm go off? Yeah, this problem with the bloods, I mean, it's bloody ridiculous. I missed the start. Waiting 20 minutes. Yeah, Andy, it's a bit haphazard with me because I'm still learning the tech. I didn't even know if I could schedule it or whatever, whether I have to do it manually and turn on. Might not be wanting Vax blood. I don't think that would stop them, Mickey. I think it's more likely that people have lost faith in the NHS and it takes so much hassle to get an appointment, even to give blood, that most people are just giving up and not bothering. I mean, I was chatting to a guy on another channel the other day. He used to do it regular. And better go on my trying to. Yeah, it's nice when you can exercise, Richard. See you later, mate. We don't know what's happening with Paps Live yet. You said there, see you Sunday. We may be doing one tomorrow, and then we're all going to jump on the pub stream with Rev on Sunday night or Saturday night. I don't quite know. He did say something about it, but he hasn't confirmed it with me, so I can't say yay or nay, really. Yeah, with the bloods, I mean, this guy went in and he filled the form in, and it said, no problem, Richard. Pregnant, yes or no? 2-box answer. Because he put NA in it, the nurse refused to accept his form. I mean, surely if he's ticked the male box, then that question would be irrelevant. But apparently there's like 2 A4 sheets you have to fill in. And I think most people are just giving up. Yeah, I mean, I would actually be worried about having a transfusion now due to the amount of people that have been jabbed. I'm still free of the stuff. The only drugs that ever went into my body are ones that I okayed or I introduced myself. Don't do that anymore. But I mean, I've got what is it? I've got another appointment coming up this month and another one next month, and that one is for bloods. It's with the hematology unit. I can read all your. It says, I'm guilty because I'm a white, straight English male. Good afternoon, Neil. Glad you could drop in, mate. Like I say, it's not as lively as Paps. I haven't learned. This is what Pap's going to teach me, how to bring things onto the screen, use StreamYard, bring people in. So I think it'll make it a lot more interesting than you guys just type in and listening to this old git prattling on here. It's but it's a slow learning curve for me. I literally need someone to show me what to do. I miss things on the screen that I'm supposed to press. I mean, even going live and getting on StreamYard on someone else's stream was a job. In fact, it was Andy that told me how to do it. I appreciated that, Andy. That was the first time I'd ever gone on a live like that. Yeah, it's what it is, Holly, is since not since the strokes, even before the strokes, I have to repeat things several times before, it's there all the time, if you know what I mean, because my short-term memory is absolutely screwed. I mean, I'm like Pap, I can be halfway through a conversation. Well, you can talk quicker than I can type. Nice one, Mark. I can lose myself in a conversation just like Pap. All of a sudden, I get a blank spot and I'm buggered. It's okay. My last donates unvaxxed blood. Fair enough. I mean, I can't donate anyway. I was born with a hole in my heart. And the clean blood mixes with the dirty blood, if you know how a heart works. Some people say I ain't got one, but I must have because it keeps pumping round. Yeah. Yeah, Pap gets that a lot. But there again, I've done it in my videos. I get totally lost and I can only talk to one person at a time. Or me. You don't want to sit down with the missus, Ed Mark. She can carry on about half a dozen conversations at the same time. It really freaks me out sometimes. She thinks I'm talking to her, but I'm talking to the cat. She's talking to me, the cat, the kids, the daughter. So I just had a nice 32-inch monitor just turn up on the door, delivered. And I thought, oh, hello, who ordered that for me then? It's not. Apparently, it's for the grandson. But no, Neil, she's not. She's back in the office this week, mate, and she probably will be for another week or so. It's only certain days that she works from home. She does payrolls, and she's just moved to another company as well. So, they like them in the office, so they can see what's going on, basically, and she can learn the ropes there. I don't know why she changed the job. I think one, she wasn't getting on with the other company that she worked with, and this one is a smaller company. They're offering the same money, so she went with them. And I've got the indignity tomorrow of going in and signing on. Now I've got me sick note because I haven't worked really since March with the fatigue, chronic fatigue. It's just impossible. In fact, with the work I do, it's dangerous because I can just forget things and lose myself. And if I'm 30 foot up a ladder or on a roof or up steps painting, it can be very dangerous, especially if I forget my way home. So what else we got running out of today then? I've got, because I always work on notes. If you can see, there's my board when I'm doing the videos. It's literally because I lose myself. AMG, I've been retired 10 years. Lucky you, mate. They've already sent me notification of when I'm eligible for a pension, but I don't think there'll be any left by then, really. And the way everybody's on strike at the moment, then is anybody going to be working? Or wouldn't we all, mate? Wouldn't we all, AMG? I mean, yeah, I do have a bit of an easy life, but it's one that I'm not used to. I've always worked. I've always done manual work. No, I'm not chasing any money, mate, but it's a bit unfair on the missus being the only wage earner. So being as the doctor now has said, yes, we can more or less sign you off permanently, then I can go for my sick pay. Apparently I can apply for PIP as well. But this is something I've got to go through with them all tomorrow up there. So that's going to be a nightmare. I mean, I did sign on for a bit back during the pandemic, but Warrior Wales, good afternoon, mate. Nice to see you here. Yeah, if I get stuck, Holly, I will. Obviously, Tina will be my first port of call. She knows the ins and outs. Apparently, the one I got to see isn't too bad. I've had a word with other people about her. And, God, I hope spell checker. Kaz, good afternoon. She's dealt with a few people that I know. And she's not one of these that hides stuff. If there's something there that you can claim, she'll tell you you can claim for it, and she'll go through the process with you. So hopefully, but if not, yeah, it'll be straight on the job to Tina. Last job I had was Prince's Soft Drinks. Never heard of that, them. I mean, I'm an energy drink fan. I shouldn't be. When that runs out, I'm on the Coke. Been cracking jokes all day long. Mate, there's jokes here every time the biggest one sat in front of the camera. But I'm trying to be a bit more lively this time. I watched through the one going back and literally just sat there reading the comments. Nothing exciting going on. But I wish I could drink energy drinks. They give me tremendous migraines. The only time I get migraines is when I go to sleep. And if you drink enough of that, you don't sleep. Yeah, I can believe it, Mark. I can believe it, mate. I've still got that laptop here for you, Mark. I must either try and get up to see you one weekend or stick it in the post for you. I found a nice little headset with a mic on to put on it as well for you. Sleep is for the week. Yeah, I very rarely do more than 4 hours a night, Holly. Um, I used to do shift works, working three different jobs, and it was just something that the body settled into, and it just won't change its patterns. I've tried, and I'm not going down the road of sleeping pills or anything. I mean, the weed used to help me sleep a little bit more, but for health reasons now, um, and the price of the shit, I stopped it a few months back, as you know, and it hasn't really made any difference. Yeah, no worries, Mark. No worries, mate. Appreciate that. As you know, I like a little bit of photography now and again. It's class A. Yeah. Well, there's that many countries legalizing it now, aren't there? And what they're not realizing over here, there is money to be made through it. I mean, if you look at some of the places in America, no classer. Boily Boyle, hello, mate. Good to see you. Um, yeah, there's towns that are prospering in America because they tax it. It's sold legally. So, there was, I can't remember the name of the place now. Um, yeah, they built a new town hall. The crime rate has gone right down because you can go and buy it. You don't have to go and find an illegal dealer. And funny enough, they said the quality has got better. Um, maybe you ought to move over there, really. I mean, I can remember a report it's quite a few years ago, somewhere, um, one of the subcontinents where they grow a lot of it. Um, they confiscated a load. They cut down a whole field. They built a big bonfire outside the village, and this bonfire was going for 3 days, and the crime rate went down to zero. Everybody was just wandering around with big smiles on their faces. I'd rather grow. Yeah, there is that, Holly. It is, you can make a big saving on it. Um, I used to years ago when I was down in Cornwall, but there's no way I'd do it here. One, we got the grandkids come round every week, and I wouldn't have it in the house with them about growing or smoking. So we're trying to bring them up right. Right, AMG, take it easy, mate. Be careful out there. I know what the school runs like. We've got a school dead opposite here. In fact, yeah, there's queuing parents out there now. They park across the bloody drive and everywhere. That's good. Yeah, it is a big chance, Mark. It is a big chance. I mean, there's they say there's the limit for personal use and stuff like that. I mean, the last time I got caught was there was literally just a couple of bits in the bottom of a bag, and they just took it off me and gave me a police caution. That luckily enough, they didn't find the other bags that were stuffed under the seat of the settee. Yeah, Graham. Yeah, I remember that one. I used to watch a lot of Cheech and Chong back in the day. Some clips are still available on YouTube. What do we reckon to old Alex Jones getting fined nearly £1 billion? Then, I think he deserved it for what he did. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate that, mate. I'm only a few off of 300 now. But yeah, I mean, what he put them families through, we know their compo payouts over there are set by the courts and they're usually quite big. But I believe for the years that he's put them people through, they deserved what they got from him. I mean, I did watch some of his shows a while back, and he is an absolute arsehole. He's a total conspiracy theorist, but he doesn't even do that well, you know. Yeah, Boyley, do it, mate. Yeah, exactly, Holly. I think he is. He's being paid and being paid well. Afternoon Shaz. I think that's Shaz, isn't it? It comes up kind of weird on there. What have you sent us? Well, Shaz, it's only my second ever live stream. I've been doing videos for a couple of 3 years now. And Shaz Leeds. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't make the rest of it out up there. Thank you, Mickey. I think I have commented to you or chatted to you on other streams at some point. I seem to remember the name. I know there's a few Shazes out there, but yeah, going back to Alex Jones, ex-missus. Fair enough. Fair enough. See, this is the problem I have with Facebook. Afternoon, Tracy. Hello, sweetheart. I'm glad you're feeling a bit better. I was so sorry to hear about your nan, darling. I really, really was. But now you know what I look like. And I believe that's the first time I've seen you on a live stream anywhere. Except for your own, obviously. Yeah, they've been covering it all up down there again, haven't they, Trace? It's with all that hoarding, the new jetty. I mean, it looks like the only place you can actually film is from the top of the cliffs. Because, you know, you're not going to get much of a shot from down the pier. But I did see that there was another, what was it, over 800 came in yesterday. See, my lovely fat. There's a lot in here that would disagree with that. I know there's one or two of you on there that'll have something to say about that. Yeah, it's they're just trying to cover it all up again. I mean, the numbers they gave that come through the tunnel and that was, in my mind, a load of bollocks. I'll put it that way. And I don't think we're ever going to know the truth. Back in. Yes, they were, Tracy. I remember that. Yeah, she's well worth going with, Holly. You want to know any news about any of that, then Tracy's your girl. I followed her right from when I first started on YouTube, to be honest. It's, as you know, it's something that's dear to my heart. Especially that I was so annoyed when I saw that one, the report on the hotel down in Cornwall. The two pictures I posted in the video the other day. If you look on the second one, the little rock peninsula that goes out at the bottom, there was like a rock slab that goes into the sea. Like, I spent years fishing there. Only from when yeah. Yeah, but we can't rely on the government numbers anyway. But yeah, I didn't know this owner of the Camelot Hotel. I only knew the one previous, and he was a real nice guy. He used to let us use the car park to go fishing. There was only, I think it was three of us from the club that were allowed to park there. Literally because he'd seen us fishing down there when he was out for a walk, and he saw how tidy we are, and we complained about how far we had to walk. Because if you use the public car park, which is up in the village, you've got about a mile walk to get to where we fish, which isn't easy with a big box on your back, half a dozen fishing rods. And he said, well, look, next time you come over, come and knock on the door, and I will tell them on the desk to give you some parking permits to put in your car and use the hotel car park. He said, I don't want it filled up. He said, I've got to limit it. I just said, well, there'll be at most three of us. And he was happy with that. But that did annoy me when I saw that. But fair play to the guy for his response. And even better, the fact that he made the video of it and it went out on, I think it was GB News, wasn't it? But yeah, that I was really annoyed. I'm glad he turned that down. Yeah. I don't know whether you would, Neil, if you've seen the state of it over there. I mean, they keep on about this Rwanda thing, but they haven't got the facilities. They haven't got the places for them. They've only got a few hundred places. That's it. I mean, oh, hello. Pap's just posted another video. And I had another alert over here as well. I don't know what that is. It's all right. I've got several different avenues because YouTube messes me about so much. When anybody posts anything, I get an email, I get a text, I get an alert occasionally. Yeah, well, I did let him know I was going live, so I won't be watching some of the videos until later. I'll watch the first two. But because I'm sat here most of the day, I jump on them straight away as soon as they come up and leave a comment, try and give people something to think about, talk about, keep the threads going. It all helps, Pat. You can give him a bollocking later, Ollie. The missus did say to pass her love on to you. Obviously, she's not here today. Chair's empty. Cat's gone back up on her chair now. That's all right. Oh, we got the old Chancellor on there. Oh, it looks like they might be reversing some of the budget, according to that. Mainly corporation tax to being targeted. Okay. Well, that'll save them taking a lot of it off of us, won't it? The one they got to do away with is that big money that the energy companies are making. Yeah, what is happening with that camp, Tracy? There's apparently there was a right uproar there the other day, fighting and arguing, and I know they're all sick in there. It's like the old, well, no, I can't mention them on here, can I? The camps in Poland during the war. But yeah, that's what it's getting like. I mean, you know, imagine how much they would save by actually stopping them. I mean, the 54 million they gave the French, absolutely fine if they stopped them coming, because we'd save more than that by not keeping them here. But the amount of money it's costing to keep them here. Don't mention the bloody war. Yeah, John Cleese, isn't it? Oh, he's coming back, and he's going to cause uproar. He really is. I don't know whether you guys have seen it. He's going to have a slot on, I think it was GB News again. Shoot more, save the money. Well, they're on about turning human bodies after they die into fertilizer, aren't they? So there's another business. But yeah, they've let him on. He's very, very anti-woke. I don't know whether you've ever seen any of his interviews and videos, but they've given him free hand on how he does the interviews. Soylent Green. Yeah, the Charlton Heston movie. Turn people into biscuits. I mentioned it once. I think I got away with it. Si, senor. Yeah, they're banging them all in these camps together. Okay. And, you know, again, everybody thinks they're all the same sort of people coming in. But as Tracy knows, they're not. And they've got different religions, different ways of doing things. We know most of them carry knives and they're not afraid to use them. But I know nothing. Senior Folky. I prefer the sarcastic civil myself. Yes, Warrior Wales. It depends where you're going to fill them up with sand from, isn't it? Oh my Lord. Well, that's my list gone out the window today of what I was going to talk about. But what do you think of the new one now? They want to do more emojis wearing glasses. Yeah, it's a weird one, Boyley. It really is. Now, I've got to ask you, Boyley Boyle, are you over in Ireland by any chance? I've got a reason for asking that. Yeah, fill them up before they come over. I'm in Harrogate, North York. No, it's just there's a beautiful little village that we used to go through on the way to Sligo over there called Boyle. And it just Irish parents, yeah. Yeah, my mother was Irish. We used to go to Sligo, right over on the west coast, facing the Atlantic. You think they get some waves down in Cornwall, down here over here for surfing. You want to see the ones at Roscommon? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do know Ireland quite well. I've got relatives up north over there. Some in Dublin, Sligo. There's a couple in Cork. I think they moved to. And that's how I used to get all my information during the pandemic, what was going on over there, because my cousins were sending me information and emails. Yeah, it used to be a beautiful place now, but they got more immigrants over there than we've got. It's absolutely full of them. All right, and Graham, take it easy, mate. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it, buddy. I know you do have problems with your Wi-Fi there. You've always had those. Don't drink too much. But yeah, Ireland, it used to be a beautiful country. And now, apparently, when you go down the street, you'll see signs written in foreign languages. There never used to be any of that. and a lot of the accommodation over there, they're full of them, absolutely full of them. No beer until 5. Well, I take it you got to go and do some shopping. I've got to give up these smokes, I really have. I don't know what the neighbours must think. Sat here talking to myself. So, has anybody heard the new one with the anti-aircraft rockets that the British government have sent to the Ukraine? They sent them the rockets, but no launchers. Put a padlock on it, Graham. Swallow the key. You've got to at least wait 24 hours then before you can unlock it, haven't you? Yeah, they've sent the rockets, but no launch systems apparently. So God knows how that's going to work. But I don't do a lot about the war over there, as you know, even in my videos, except for take the piss, because it's nobody's telling us the truth. Nobody's saying what's actually going on, making war safe. Send them a load of blanks. Well, they could do paintballing, couldn't they? Or soft air, something like that. Spencer, good afternoon, mate. Oh, hello. Funny enough, chatting to then saying how to you, Spence. Just got an alert that you'd commented on the video. Cheers, mate. War is peace. Well, they keep banging on about these war crimes and stuff like that. That's the biggest one, Shaz. Well put. It's all about the money. And I think this one always had been. Under Blood Red Sky, good afternoon. Yes, I'm keeping very well here. I'm well lively today. Loads of energy drinks. Trying to keep myself awake. But yeah, there's a lot of money to be made from war on either side. But they keep saying war crimes, they've committed war. There are no rules to war. It's kill or be killed. You know, it's you got someone pointing a gun at you, shooting at you. You're going to shoot back. I know I bloody would. And I wouldn't give a shit about any rules either. Someone's shooting at me, they're going to get shot back at. Simple as, you know. Thank you for that, Paranormal. I was just going to say, if you can find Tracy's link and put it up as well. I know you put your own up. I don't mind that. Never have you put mine out enough. You can ban Dan's IMA as well in there if you like, sweetheart. But if you can find Tracy's, let's see if I can. I've got so many bloody channels on here that I watch. There you go, TW Media. Thank you, Holly. That saves me trying to find it on here. You know what I'm like with this crap, trying to multitask it. I get confused with two screens. But yeah, if anybody's interested in the paranormal and ghost hunting and stuff like that, Lost Souls is your girl. Most of you guys, Tracy, Lost Souls, and quite a few others, you've all got permanent links in the description of my channel anyway. I've had them in there for some time. I could keep adding to it. Power in the Philippines. He doesn't put a lot out, but he's a real nice guy. He's only put out, I think it's a handful of videos. He hasn't put anything out lately, but he's a bit like me. Pick a subject and he'll give his opinions and his views on it, and sometimes he can be quite funny with it as well. Very sarcastic at times. I like that in the guy. It's yep. Didn't you have one before, Holly? I seem to remember you had one before that channel. Thank you, Under a Blood Red Sky. Yes, hit the channel. Hit the like button. Bloody hell. 15 on briefly then. Can't remember how many we had last time. I think it was about 16. I never... for some reason, I thought you had another one. Maybe I was getting confused because I know Psycho's missus, Heather, was... she used to tell me what you were saying on Facebook before I actually got on there. Good afternoon, Brian. How are you, mate? Jacker Blaze. Bloody hell. Everybody's waking up now. Look. Yeah, all going well here, mate. All going well here. That must have been it where I got confused then, Ollie. Yeah, I'm slowly learning the tech a bit more now. I did say earlier, Jack, that Pap's going to tutor me on being able to bring stuff and people into the stream, which I don't know about yet. Like I know how to get into StreamYard on somebody else's, but I've got to get StreamYard on here before I can bring anybody in. It means I'll have to change the setup a bit, so I've got my cans on and stuff, but glad to hear it, Brian. Glad to hear it, mate. And I will say thank you. I know there's not that many of you in here, but I do know that just about all of you sub to my channel, and I thank you all for that. It's been a hell of a job trying to get it going. Basically, YouTube was on my back right from the start. I knew they would be because my first couple of videos was with an interaction I had with them where I gave them a right load of shit, for those of you that remember it. And the other one was one I did at the cenotaph at the memorial here in town. Yeah, almost 300 nil. It's keep quiet, Holly. Yeah, and I gave the government a load of shit, and the police and everybody sat at the cenotaph in the middle of lockdown, right outside the council office as it happened. I stopped for a couple. You on the road then, Brian? Because Andy does a bit of driving as well. He's usually on the road. But yeah, and ever since them two videos, you know, I've been having comments removed. As you know, I had 2 videos removed and got banned for 2 weeks, supposedly for medical misinformation. But I had the evidence to back it up. I've still got stuff that I could put out, but it's even now it's a bit risky with some of the information I used to get. So I don't take the risk. You know, it's taken me so long to build the channel or get it off the ground, I should say, and I don't want to lose it. It's hard. I've had to change the way I do things, especially with the way I say things. I used to get a bit outrageous. I do get a bit irate at times, but yeah, I know what you mean, Tracy. It's how can I put it? I can actually feel my blood pressure rising when I get irate, and I know that's not good for me with the strokes. So I have to try and keep myself calm because, as you know, all my videos are shot as a one-off. That I don't edit me in the video. I just edit bits in. So I try to do it all in one hit. It just makes it easier, and I think it makes it more honest with what I do, you know. Platform. Yeah, exactly, Spencer. I mean, you know, their core value, and I pointed this out, and I even published the emails that went back and forwards between me and them. And their core value is freedom of expression. Now, as we know, we don't get that on here. There is no free speech on here. I mean, Mickey there, he'll tell you they removed comments from him on the videos, and literally all they said was thumbs up, Roger, with a thumb emoji at the end. Yet they removed them. Mark Thompson, for some reason, they've let him sub to me, but they won't let him press the alert bell. So he has to look every day for videos. You know, it's pure harassment. They do it because they know it annoys us, but they can get away with it because they can just say, "Oh, it's not us." But we do know the WEF now have got well over 100,000 bots that come into YouTube and all platforms to discredit, delete anything that doesn't follow their narrative or their agenda. Well, the WEF are in turmoil at the moment because of what little Chucky's done with this last budget. But hopefully, Mark, once you get that laptop, mate, get that set up, it might be better. You know, you might be able to do a bit more on it. I can't remember. It might even have a camera on it, so you can certainly plug one into it. But the thing is, it's you can get on YouTube with it, watch videos, comment, watch the lives, but it's unsupported because it's still running Windows 7. You may be able to get it updated, or as you said, pluck the little spent little Chucky. Yeah, that's the new nickname I've given her now. I used to call her the Cabbage Patch Kid, but ever since I got sent that screenshot of her with Chucky, that's it. She's Chucky. Yeah, exactly, Mark. Exactly. But there's a little bit difference there to free speech and to what he was doing. I mean, personally, that wasn't free speech, and that is far worse than anything Belfield did. That's not just stalking, that is actually slanderous what he was saying. You know, it's and it's been continuous for what is it, 5-6 years now since that happened. But he has always been controversial. They seem to like him. It's yeah, it's some of the screenshots on there. The missus used to get them off Facebook for me, and she used to WhatsApp to me, and I'd put them on the channel. But she's kind of part time now because I've got face ache myself now. I've actually got it on the computer as well. So when I want funny pictures, I just go through. Oh yeah, we'll have that one. We'll have that one. And that's why the filming's changed, because I used to do it with my phone. All my videos were shot on that. But because I now use the webcam, it is slightly better quality. And I don't have to do as much processing because it's already on the computer. I don't have to import it off the phone, as it were. Upload it, import it. I don't know. I don't know any of these tech words, really. Yeah, you've got one of the USB gizmos. Yeah, yes, it is, Mickey. And I know you were the one that told me it's a lot better quality, especially since I've got the new mic as well. But I will say, if anybody's considering playing with things, these are an absolute nightmare to set up. And you need a phantom power supply. You have to route it through 2 different things to get it with. It's got all the sound effects and everything on it, but they are an actual waste of time. It wasn't expensive, Holly, to be honest. It came with one of the, like the old mic stand that I had, like the lamp stand type thing. Comes with several mic mounts. What else? Oh, there's the boom guard and stuff like that. But basically, all I wanted the mic, and it was about 14 quid for the whole set. It is a directional one. Yeah, they're only cheap, Tracy. They're only cheap. I don't buy nothing expensive. I mean, the laptop I'm on, the missus gave me. It was her old work one. My second 24-inch monitor was given to me by Heather's son's partner. What else we got? The phone one was my old original phone, and the other one I got for 30 quid off of eBay. Phantom power supply, Mark, is you plug the microphone into a powered power supply. It boosts the signal to wherever it's going from the mic, so you can reduce your settings a bit on the actual computer, and it does give a clearer sound, as you can tell by the whistling. And that's probably why people have started to notice it, because the other mic wouldn't pick it up. But you can get one that plugs in the electric, or you can plug it in a USB power supply. And I have got one on the way, and I'm hoping that's going to make the V8 sound card work a bit better. So I'm just going through the comments there, because I tend to look at the camera rather than on there. But yeah, I'm gradually getting used to this tech. Yeah, a setup like Dan's would muller me. I'd be lost in it. It wouldn't last 5 minutes because I haven't got a clue what I'd be doing with it. It took me a week to set the microphone up. Yeah, and I got a feeling it's because my gums have shrunk a bit. I mean, these false teeth I got in are over 30 years old. I did get a new set back during the pandemic. They charged me over 230 quid for them, even though I was an NHS patient. And it feels like I'm wearing a bloody gum shield. I can't talk with them. Can't eat with them. I have to glue them in. You got it set too sensitive then, Warrior. Yeah, it is, Tracy. I mean, I have got what's it called? Manfrotto tripod there. And you think you've got a head on your one, your Manfrotto. This one's got the fluid filled, dampened professional video edit. It's about 600 quid's worth. But I actually had it given to me by a mate of mine. He does rigging for shows, concerts, and stuff like that. And obviously, he's the last one out the building, and somebody had left it there, so he took it, picked it up, thinking it was somebody's, and he put out that he had it. Nobody come to claim it, so he asked me if I wanted it. I thought, oh, bonus. Better than the cheap £10 things I was using. I have, Mark. Just those 7 there. I've only got 7. They took 4 out from that side and 3 out from that side, all on the same appointment. You think Pap's lip was swollen when he had his dental work done? You should have seen mine, mate. There is a joke about that, but it is slightly racist, so I won't do anything with that one. Polyfiller was yeah, a bit of grip fill, make it permanent. But I don't know where it's coming from, whether it's the gap that's opened up down in the bottom, whether it's the plate. That I've never noticed it before. Yeah, I've actually, because Brian, the missus used to sing in a band. She used to have a blues band, and she had a few of dynamic mics, and she gave them to her son. And he's going to dig me one out, and I'm going to try that, see what difference that makes. It's not the actual. You can actually change the heads on them, Tracy. You can buy the heads separate and the different mounts. I have seen the fluid ones on eBay for around 250, 300 quid. Not their tripod, just the head. I don't know whether I can show it on here and move the board out of the way. But that's the one there. I only used 2 sections of the legs. It comes at all angles. You can put it out at a 90-degree angle. And it's very stable, even in high wind. You're a late developer than AMG. Yeah, come on though, Ollie. You're our little baby, aren't you? I'm special. People keep telling me that. That's why I got no hair left. You know, it's you're so special. People say it's the missus patting me on the head, telling me I'm a good boy. But yeah, you wouldn't say if you'd have seen me. Oh, yeah, that's not nice. Most of my top ones I lost in me. Well, I suppose in my 20s, mainly through fighting. And we used to do not bare knuckle fighting, but put it this way, it used to be quite vicious. And if we couldn't find anybody to fight with, we'd fight amongst ourselves. And we wouldn't hold back. But yeah, there was various reasons why they went. I think I was only in my late 20s when I had my first plate. And this is only the second one I've ever had. But yeah, it is, Holly. There's nothing worse than a toothache. Luckily, I've only got the front ones in my own. All the others, I, put them in the dishwasher when I need to clean them. Oh, that ain't nice. Yeah, but that's me, Brian. I don't hold nothing back, mate. What you see is what you get. I'm always upfront and honest. I don't pull punches. that I've always been that way, and I think it shows a person um, not in their real light, but I think it's how would I put it? See, I'm doing a pap now. I'm looking for a word and I can't bloody find it. Uh, yeah, I'm just honest. I mean, I don't put on any airs, graces. I can put a suit and a tie on, and I can talk to people without swearing. You catch me on a bad day, and you won't hear a word that isn't a swear word. It's like I say, what you see is what you get. Some of the guys that have met me in person, I mean, Holly's met me when we went up to Liverpool. We had the pap get together up there. And I'm just the same in real life when I'm out on the street. If I got something to say, I'll say it. No matter whether you're in a blue uniform or what. That's the word, Boyley. Authentic. Authentic vintage in my case. Oh, you don't know the half of it, Ollie. You don't know the half of it, darling. When you think I was, not so many years ago, less than 10, I was still throwing myself off 40-foot rocks with mountain bikes and things. Friggin' old, you mean? Yes, Mark. Totally, mate. And I got old overnight. As I say, I used to do mountain biking. I'd think nothing of throwing my rucksack on my back with my bushcrafting gear in and walk 5-10 mile. It just didn't worry me. But now I can't even walk to the corner shop. Only on a good day. Exactly, Tracy. Always be true to yourself. Don't be anybody other than who you are. And that's the problem with kids nowadays. They're trying to be someone or something that they're not. And this is where all this wokeness comes from. It's bloody ridiculous. The big drops. Yeah, I've done 40-foot drops, mate. Red Bull style, Rampage style. And they bloody hurt when they go wrong. That's how I broke my shoulder up. It's as you can see, I've got no shoulder. And scars in there where they tried to fix it. The AC joint exploded. All the tendons, all the ligaments. Literally, I can use that, but I can't put too much weight on that because there's nothing actually holding the shoulder up. All my strength is in my arm, not my shoulder. And I did that. Was that after or no? That was before I had my bypass. Because I did come back after I'd had my bypass because it sorted out the blood flow in my legs so I could ride faster. What's going on in the chat? I'll tell you what, Ollie, I think social media, although we all use it, I think it's guilty of causing a lot of the problems we've got today, to be honest. See, I go back to way before the internet war, way before it. I remember somebody putting the old, like a tubed computer screen on the table that my ex-girlfriend had. And I just thought it was a telly. No, they haven't, Ollie. And I think if you took their devices off of them, they'd all end up withdrawn. And yeah, it's ridiculous. And with the kids, it has got out of control. That's the trouble, Brian. I've got lots of time on my hands. It's due to various, well, I won't say illnesses, but due to so many broken parts, shall we say. I still say the biggest break is the bit that's in here, but Good afternoon, Nick. Yes, it is. A lot of people have said that it's the devil's technology. I mean, it started off, they started to brainwash people with TV. I mean, that has changed a lot. I can remember at the cinemas as a kid, used to get let's get the word right here with the teeth, subliminal messages that they used to put up during the adverts and through that. You didn't actually see them, but your mind took them in. Hello, look at what we've got coming in here. Thank you, Holly. I knew we'd end up with one eventually. I'm looking for a 2000 process. I wouldn't have a clue what the hell that is, Brian. I take it. You are. That's why I made you the first mod on here, Ollie. Even on PAP, you see them before I do, because I think I get a bit of delay here. But with the amount we got in here, you wouldn't have thought they'd bother, would you? But and this is another problem with the internet. You get people coming in like that. It's ridiculous. But even, I mean, yeah, Simon Rev Sideways, he dumbed the couple, but they're fun ones. They're not that sort of thing, Again, I wouldn't have a clue what that is, mate. I mean, to me, this thing I've got in front of me, a laptop, that's a computer. What's inside it? Good afternoon, Dan. Glad you could jump in, mate. Just singing your praises earlier on. Big up the PAP. Yeah, exactly, AMG. There's not a lot of channels I put out there, but even one my size, there's always in my videos a promotion on the screen in the background. There's always the links in the description. Got some free time, I thought, yeah. That's all right, mate. I know how busy you are, Dan, and I know how it wipes you out. It's and I'm still getting used to this. So it's especially the whistling. It's something new for me, something different, and I'm always, don't take this the wrong way, I'm always up for new things. But being as my last energy drink's open, I don't drink any more of that shit at this time of day. Yeah, I will go back and watch your other videos in a bit, Dan, when I finish on here. I did see the first couple and drop some comments in there. Yeah, I expect everybody in here, Dan. Well, probably not TW, but I have mentioned it before on your channel. Yeah, Tracy's the one that films down in Dover. Done brilliant coverage of what was going on down there, and still does. Keeps us all up to date on it. There are one or two others, but they're not on par with Tracy. Far from it. I will give them out. There's it's got a big furry ball as well, but oh, you do sub to him, Tracy. Oh, okay. absolutely fine. But yeah, there's the other two, Liam T and Steve Laws. But Tracy's always been my go-to girl for that sort of thing. Yeah, it wasn't expensive, Dan. It was. I was telling somebody earlier. The whole kit and caboodle with the stand, the boom guard or whatever it's called, the spit guard, several different heads, an extending mount and everything. It was less than 15 quid, including postage. Cheap bastard, me see. But we'll see how we go with the dynamic mic when I get that back off of Heather's son. He's got 2 or 3 that we gave him. Yes, I did. Sorry, I forgot about the phone call. But it's I have asked on the videos, and it has made a big difference to the sound. I don't have to speak as loud to it. I don't have to have it as close. Yeah, this one, Brian, it came with the phone one. I shouldn't do that really. I do that's down there. But you had a choice of black or gold, and I thought, well, the gold looks flashier. Yeah, I was quite surprised with it, Dan. I really was. Obviously, I watch my videos back before I post them now, just to make sure I've done the editing right and not played the same bloody video twice on one video, as it were. Might be able to help you out there, Holly, because I very rarely use the other one now. Next time the missus comes up to see you, I'll send one over to her, or you can have a Levere mic. I've got a wired one of them that you can plug in. I've actually got one that plugs just into the end of your phone. Actually, it's just a little one that sticks out. You've got a fur. Yeah, that's fungus, Mark. Now, Dan. I've seen them casting videos on Pornhub. Yeah, it's easily treatable. You can get some cream for it, mate. Oh, my Lord. What we got going on up here? Bloody hell, we've been going an hour and 20 minutes now. This happened last year, the last one, didn't it? Only jumped on for half an hour, and 2 hours later, we're still going. But yeah, I've got all sorts of crap on the shelves up here. Bloody so natural yogurt. Yeah, put some yogurt on it. Look, you can get some of them weird herbivore things to come and lick it off, can you? No, let's not descend into smut. Picture. Oh dear. Too late. Oh my Lord. So I'm only wearing this up to cover the 2 caterpillars that are growing up there. I haven't trimmed them yet. Yeah, I try and drag mine out, Dan, when I turn the camera on, I try and drag it out of the gutter and put it in a bin somewhere. But as you know, on your channel, it doesn't always work. Yeah. Oh, hello. Someone commenting on a video. Oh, yeah, that was on the blood transfusions earlier. So I've actually got me you open on there as well. Oh, you won't stop her, Mark, once she's on the bandwagon. It's usually once Pap's been live for about an hour into it, that's when it starts descending into depravity, usually. Yep, that's exactly what I said, mate. £5 a mil, if they want any of mine. It's a pure except for the contaminants that I put in it. All them naughty folk. Yeah. That'll be the next one, won't it? People will be going around draining people of it and then selling it. Blood's more expensive than organs now. Yeah, you must, Andy. Honestly, mate, we have a right giggle in there. We really do. Did you decide what you're doing this weekend over the lives yet, Pat? Oh, God, hello. Oh, that's me. Swedish friend has just commented. Because you were on about doing a live on the Friday or something, and then the revs over the weekend. That's why I didn't put anything out about it during the week, because nothing was confirmed with what you were doing. I'll tell you what I'm going to use there. Do that. There you go. Pat, how about that? I think I did that right, didn't I? Did I just give you a spanner, Dan? Yes, I did. Oh, that's okay then. It'll be 8 p.m. Friday. Oh, you're going to do the piss up stream on Friday? I thought you were going to do it Saturday. Is that Shaz off, is it? Ooh, let's go back then. Dan's a spanner, yeah. See you later, Shaz. Take care. Is Shazza the one? She's off now. I meant to ask earlier. Is she the one that goes around with the guys filming the hotels and that? I seem to remember that name from one of those videos somewhere. Hello. No, there's 2 or 3 Shazzas on the internet, on the streams and that, and the videos that I watch. It's I didn't know whether she was one of those. Oh, bloody shaving rash again. So it's time to start growing the winter plumage. Keep the chin warm, and the missus likes it. Yeah, Wi-Fi dropping out. No worries, Mark. No worries, mate. Again, I know you're the same as Graham. I know you've always had problems with it over there. Not as bad as we used to down in Cornwall, but You couldn't even get a mobile phone signal down there half the time. That's where I've seen her from then, Tracy. Yeah, I remembered the name. As I said earlier, my memory's not always catching up with me, shall I say. Dan knows that problem. We both suffered strokes, and it doesn't do you a lot of good. But I did say earlier, Dan, before you jumped in, I've got my sick note up there, so I'm actually applying for the benefits now from tomorrow. I got my first interview, so, and apparently I can get PIP, so I could well be in touch with Tina if I get stuck with any of that. Yeah, Mark, Cornwall's the same. They always say when you go down into Cornwall, turn your watches back 30 years. I remember when everybody, because obviously they're all big rugby fans down there. I can remember one year there was thousands of Cornwall travelling up to Twickenham, I think it was, for the rugby final at some point, and someone had hung a banner on the bridge at Plymouth saying, "Could the last person out please turn the lights off?" And that was on the big bridge that goes across at Plymouth. Yeah, Tracy, it's not hard. That I mean, it's easier because I've got a smaller channel. And congratulations, Pap, on your subs at the moment. They're really climbing. Um, I never did want a big channel because I like to keep in touch with my subs. To me, they're not just subscribers; they're friends. Friends I haven't met yet. Or on occasions, I have met one or two of them, and we had a right hoot, I tell you. So I've been trying to get over to see Mark Thompson there for a little while because I've got a laptop for him. Obviously, those at Dan's party I met. Well, Sonic was said he was going to drop in today if he set his alarm, but obviously he hasn't. Yeah, I've heard that as well, Trace. But basically now the consultant I'm seeing at the stroke clinic, he's actually told me. Yeah, I see that, Dan. Absolutely brilliant. Get the tattoo logo. Yeah. He's actually confirmed that the fatigue and my memory problems aren't going to go away. He said they might not get any worse, but they certainly won't get any better. So it's classed as basically permanently disabled. I mean, I still drive, but I can't drive and I won't drive unless the missus is with me. Because if I feel anything coming on, anything like that, I will stop and she takes over. But I mean, Dan will tell you, it does limit you to what you can actually do. You can't really plan to go anywhere because you don't know what you're going to feel like from day to day. The the fatigue can come on. You might get a minute's notice that it's coming. I mean, the other week, as I said, I went out to cut the lawn. It normally takes me about 5-10 minutes, if that. And the other week, I had to stop halfway through and come and lay down for an hour. Yet 2 weeks after that, I just went through it and done some weeding as well. It's you just don't know when it's going to happen. Can we come and watch that, Ollie? Do it the old-fashioned way with a comb and a hammer. It's a lot more painful. Yeah, Tracy. I think Dan could probably answer that one. Isn't they do it for if it's a permanent thing, you can get it for 5 years, is it, without reapplying or something? I thought I heard Tina say something about that on the live a little while back. I mean, I've no idea. The only time I've ever gone in is after I had the bypass. Obviously, I had to sign on then because I couldn't work for a couple of years while I was recovering. But yeah, I've got one up here somewhere that the local tattoo has started doing it with a comb and a hammer, and I said, no, go back to the gun, mate. I got 2 years. Bloody hell. Yeah, it's going to take ages to get mine through then, isn't it? I get me sick pay easy enough, but as the doctors told me, he said that's only for your first one, they can only do it for, I think it's a month, but they can actually sign me off for 6 month blocks, I think it was, he said. And I have actually got quite a good GP. He's on the ball. And since I kicked up about the NHS and made a couple of complaints after the way I was treated at the hospital, they're falling over themselves to offer me appointments. Which I suppose I ought to be grateful for with the way other people have to go about getting them. Thank you for dropping in, Andy. Really appreciate it, mate. I mean, I don't have a big following, as you know, but it's always nice to catch up with people live rather than just through the comments on the videos. Hopefully, as I say, once me and Papa sat down, he's going to tutor me on how to get StreamYard on here so I can actually bring people into the show, put up information, pictures, and stuff like that. I'm not a technophobe. It takes me so long to learn it, basically. And I have to repeat it, as I said, several times before it becomes easier for me. But take care, Andy. Appreciate you dropping in, buddy. Yeah, it's oh, hello. That was somebody actually liking my comment on your channel, Tracy, that one. Eden, good afternoon, buddy. Glad you could drop in. You'll be familiar with some of the people in here, no doubt. I got to say, Eden, because I looked at your picture on Facebook, obviously. That's not what I expected to see, mate. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I actually planned this one, Eden. I think I got it right with pre-programming it and scheduling it and that. I wasn't quite sure. As you know, I'm not that clever with tech. Thank you, Lost Souls. I was just going to say if you could put a link up for Eden's channel. I don't know, mate. The fact that you were wearing a suit and tie for a start. But you did look very good in it. I'll give you that. Far better than I do in that rag I got upstairs. All right, and Mark, you take it easy, mate. Don't take too many of them jabs. And it's not what you think what he takes. Yeah, I'll probably catch up with you the weekend, Mark. I'll give you a bell and arrange to either come up and bring that laptop up, or we'll post it off from down this end. So I'm just trying to catch up. Yeah, those that don't know, Hedden does some HE Media. He does some brilliant shots of the moon and celestial shots and stuff like that. It's very, very relaxing watching some of his videos. Very relaxing. I've only done the one so far, but well, and a few moon shots. I would have been out Sunday night doing some, but I was on Pap Live. Far more important than taking pictures. Yeah, that's it's supposed to be. I saw, when did I see it? I saw a couple of videos on it 3 or 4 weeks back that they reckon it's going to go bang before long. Yep. Oh my lord. What time we on now? Yeah. So I want to be finished before the missus gets in, that was all. Yeah, you'll have a job trying to find that AMG. That's way away from us now. But old Musk is still throwing up 50 odd satellites a week. So Skynet's going well. And he's at the moment they're stacking the Starship again. So I think they're just waiting for permission from NASA to try a test launch with it. But it's an expensive one to crash, that one, although he has crashed 3 or 4 of them before. Yep, 12 on its way. Yeah. I mean, it's personally, I think it's amazing what he's achieved. I mean, when you think how long it took NASA to throw the first one up there ever, and how long it takes them to get an operation together, I think Musk has got the right idea. Just build them, see if they fly. You know, I mean, okay, he doesn't have anybody in those ones, but even the other one that they do use to feed the space station, they had some issues with that. Although there was nobody in that one, it did have to fire off the survival capsule, as it were, and it did all work perfectly. So at least they know it does work. But considering how the space race used to be years ago, I mean, yeah, I can remember sitting up and the old man cheering as the first man stepped on the moon and crap like that. Yeah, they've all been dimple. They turned the reflectors away a bit so they're not so visible. and they did say they were doing it because the astronomers were kicking up about the reflections because of how many there were up there. But you don't see the train of them going over. You might catch one if you're lucky just after a launch if the conditions are right. But I do follow it. I do follow it quite closely, what he's throwing up there. You know, I like to know when the Terminators are starting. Yeah, they did, Brian. In fact, HE Media there, Hedden, he did catch some unusual shots a while back. He has posted one or two videos of stuff. You can surmise what they are, but you can't be sure. So, yes, they are UFOs because you can't identify them. And I think there's more sightings and reports of them because literally everybody's got a camera with them now. It's, you know, it's like Pat the Tower, Dan. It's because everybody's got a camera. This is why we're getting more and more of this, seeing what the police are doing, acting up. I mean, even mainstream media put out a clip earlier and did a bit on some scuffles in London because they were saying now there's over 600 Met officers under investigation with this new panel they got that are looking into the corruption and complaints. Alternative 3. What one was that, buddy? I didn't see you creep in the chat. Good afternoon. Yes, but they do. When they were going up on the train before they spread out a bit, usually when you got that train, that was usually just after the launch, maybe the first couple of orbits, and then they start to spread out a bit. I mean, I'd love to have the experience of going watching a live one of these launches, you know, actually being there, feeling the pressure waves and the double sonic boom as the booster's coming down. But unfortunately, that ain't never going to happen now. I might try and build one in the shed. I have built some strange things out there, which has just reminded me I've got to do a video for Wee One of my little miniature guns firing. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about this, HE. You know, I've always been of the assumption that anybody thinks that we're alone in a universe the size that it is must be so conceited. There's, you know, the millions of planets out there. There's got to, and the millions of suns and stars. There's got to be at least, God knows how many planets that could support life, that could. You know, it's somebody's talking about. Oh, Bodie and Doyle. Nice. Breathing holes in our tub. Yeah, we're all one big experiment. Well, most governments treat us as one, don't they? Hang on, I'm missing some. This is what happens when I look at the camera instead of looking at the chat. Well, funny enough, I always put my place of birth down as second test tube on the left. They made me change it last time when I filled in the forms in the hospital. Place of birth was second test tube on the left. Religion was Jedi, Druid, Buddhist. And they wouldn't accept it. It could be because they reckon they found what they called alien DNA in humans. Yeah, it's something that's unexplainable, so they just wrote it off to that. But mind you, if you check my DNA, there's probably something very strange with it. But it's going to be interesting if they do send somebody back to the moon. I mean, I know the Chinese were planning one, and I dare say Russia is now, if they can afford it. That is the trouble, and the programming with the kids now. You know, they're just being told, accept what you're told, don't go look for yourself. And I've always said that is wrong. It's, you know, they're stopping people thinking for themselves, stopping them learning in a lot of cases. Aliens on the moon. Yeah, no. Maybe we should all sit out there flashing lasers. I know you see some of the weird ones round here, AMG. I'd swear there's aliens around Sutton Goldfield. They certainly look like them. Yes. And so much of what Orwell wrote is here, isn't it? You know? Same as old, I can't remember his bloody name now. The old, was he Greek? The, he got a lot right about what was happening and what's going to happen. All right, and Tracy, take it easy, sweetheart. Keep up the good work down there. And like I said earlier, if you're under the weather, it's not worth standing out there in the cold and the damp. I've lived at the coast and I know how it gets into you. Say hi to Dave for us as well. Right, I will, guys. We're approaching 2 hours now, so I'll give it till what is the time? I'll give it 10 minutes. We'll do the 2 hours and then I'll knock it on the head. If I'm totally honest, I haven't done the washing up yet. And I like to have it done before she gets home. But thank you, Tracy, for dropping in, sweetheart. Brilliant. Hopefully, if you're not down there filming, you might drop in on the next one. Hopefully, if I can get a few more subs, I might get a few more dropped in. Okay, and Tracy, I hope everything goes well. There's nothing more we can say about that other than sorry for your loss, sweetheart. It's but from what you said on your channel, you've been dealing with it very well. So yeah, Paul. What I'm going to do now is do what I've done this time. I'll put it out the day before in a video that I am going to go live and give a rough time. I mean, if it makes a big difference to everybody, I can do one in an evening rather than afternoon. Like I said on the first one, it's whatever's up, what is best for you guys, you know. Because I know there's quite a few of my subs work during the day, and they've told me before that they can't get on the live when they're working. So yes, AMG. This is why I'm going to collude with Pap a bit. He's going to try and teach me how to get the StreamYard on, so I can actually bring people into the chat, and bring some videos over and put them up and clips and stuff. But being not tech savvy, it's along with the memory, it's a bit of a job for me to pick it up. Like I said, it took me nearly a bloody week to set this thing up, and I'd never played with the settings on a microphone before. I didn't even know they were in the computer. I mean, it took me a day to actually get it working because I didn't realise you got to change over from one mic to the other. This one's through a 3.5 jack plug, but if I want to use the other kit, I've got to put it through a USB, which means a different setup. And well, I did put a video up, one of my first ones, Brawlbox. It wasn't exactly an audit. I did film the police having a go at a bloke during the lockdown for not wearing a mask. And so I started filming, and next thing I know, I had 7 coppers around me, and there was only 2 dealing with him. So I took the opportunity to give him a load of shit. It's I don't play fools lightly. I used to talk to some of the local ones when I was out on my walks during lockdown, because I didn't stay in. I went out when I want, unmasked. And I used to speak to in town. They were quite civil, no problem with them whatsoever. So I never used to film them. But one of them got chatting to, I can't remember his name now. I think it was Mike or Mick or something. He actually asked me what I knew about the regulations. Well, of course, I had a printout of it in my pocket. So I said, well, just ask me what you want. What do you think you can do legally? And I proved him wrong on every point. He said, well, no. I said, well, yeah, because there is your guidance of what you can and cannot do. I said, and it be all and end all, right at the bottom, it says you have no powers of stop an account. So why are you even stopping and talking to people? And he went back to Sutton Coldfield Police Station that day, was telling some of the guys up there about it, apparently. And his sergeant, or whoever gives the morning briefing or the shift briefing, got to hear about it. And the next time I saw him in the town, he complained because they'd all got an extra 10 minutes on their briefing every day to go through the COVID regulations. So, that was a medal. Yeah, exactly. And they didn't have a bloody clue, mate. They didn't have a clue. I mean, I was educating them every time I saw them. And they were saying, well, how do you know so much? I said, well, there's your guidance. And he said, well, how did you get that? I said, it's more to the point, why haven't you got it? Yes, Ollie, they did. They thought they had powers that they weren't actually given. That was the biggest problem. And being basic narcissistic bullies, they overstretched any power they did have by a wide mark, very wide mark. And I did enjoy pointing it out to them. It was all very friendly, I will agree. I didn't give them any reason to kick up at me. And to be honest, they never hassled me. They didn't even ask me for ID. Not that I'd have given it. Yeah, mine's the old original version, and I've also still got my PAP card and the information sheets that he had, and they're all, well, even now when I go out with my little man bag, they're always in there because, as we've seen, they don't know the law. You know, they're trying to enforce their feelings or what they think is wrong. Well, that's not what they're there for. They're up there to uphold the written law, and they break the law themselves more or less every time they use it. Yes, they do. That even the ranking officers haven't got a clue half the time. I'm sure they get these bits of paper through and just chuck them straight in the bin. But it is still a big thing in America, isn't it? Tell them about the IQ limit. Yeah. It's minus now, isn't it? Well, funny enough, AMG, I never had any problem in any of the shops here, including Tesco's, Audi, B&M. I never had any hassle from them at all. I think Audi, once they said, do you need to wear a mask? And I pointed out that I was exempt. I said, okay, that's fine. That was the only time I'd ever been asked. In fact, two of the girls, I think it was from B&M, that I used to speak to regular because that's the nearest shop to us. They actually subbed to the channel. And even now when I go in there, they don't like coming on in the chat and that, but I know they watch because when I go in there, they say, oh, that was brilliant what you said the other day. So, you know, I know they still watch. Yeah, you did a video on it, didn't you, Hedden? I remember you putting one out about being harassed or whatever it was, or arrested for not wearing a mask. I do remember that one. In fact, it come up in the recommended box again the other day. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why everybody knocks B&M. I mean, to be honest, I mean, those little cameras, I got one in black as well, but they were less than a tenner. And I got a couple of good sports cameras, you know, nothing like a GoPro copy, but they were about 15 quid each. And I get 4 hours recording out of them, reasonable quality. The only thing I find with them is the sound quality is crap from the built-in microphone, and there is no way to plug an external mic into them. Well, I can't even plug an external mic into my GoPro. It's the Silver 7, I think it is, Hero 7, and it's actually in a waterproof case. So if you lift the flap up and try and poke one in, you can't mount it on anything because you have to take the plastic shield off. But yeah, they are, Holly. We used to use, well, I didn't, my mate did. He used to use a Hero 3 for the mountain biking because obviously we used to film ourselves mountain biking with helmet mounts and everything. And ATL, buddy, welcome from across the pond there. We were winding up in a minute. I see you're taking some shit to the schools over there again, aren't you? Good on you, mate. From what I see on your videos, they bloody need to. Oh, the Black Ghost. Yeah, my mate's got one. I don't know whether it's the Hero 10. And he's never used it. He's had it for 3 years. The batteries are all dead now. Yeah, ATL, I can't believe what the schools are like over there. I really can't. It's if they treated the kids over here, I mean, they treat them badly here, but if they treated them like they do over there would be hell up. There really would. And I think the biggest problem is the security that they have as well. That seems to kick off a lot. I mean, that lad the other day, what was he, 15-year-old? And the school copper body slammed him. And then the police and the school tried to cover it up when his parents asked about it. I found that quite disgusting. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I realise things are a bit different over there, but why would you need somebody with a sidearm stood on the door of the school? You know, obviously there's the shootings and that have gone on. Yeah, they do cover them up, mate. I've seen who was the other one that looked into it? It was a sub that you sent me actually. Georgia Transparency. I know he's gone more the auditing thing now with post offices and that, but I personally think that we should be able to hold the police to account like the American police get. You know, that there's no pissing about, there's no inquiry, no nothing. You're out of order, you're out the door, mate. It's and if they had to pay the compensation out of their own pockets, you know, I know few of them over there have had their perceived immunity removed, and I think that is a good idea. I think anybody in that sort of position of power, if they get out of order, then they're not acting in their professional capacity, then they should be held to account as a person, not as a police officer. Yes, Ed, there was a big issue over Poster 7. And I think it's literally because a lot of people didn't understand it, and it was mainly the staff. But I do keep up with stuff from over there as well. Yeah, yeah, trespass is a big thing over there, isn't it? It's but I like watching trying to trespass people from a public space. And oh, what's his name? One of them, my favourite ones. He goes for the Big Nick. I think he's in Florida. The police actually hate him when he turns up. They're polite to him, but he really does have a go at them. Yeah, it is, Hedden. You know, they don't go around hassling the BBC or ITV or Sky News. So why do they hassle little independent journalists? It's we should all come under the same law if you're doing that sort of thing. You know, oh, well, you haven't got a card to say you're a member of this, that, and the other. Well, you shouldn't need to be. You shouldn't need to be. And it's usually the police don't want you filming them. That's the main thing. They'll happily let mainstream media film them because they know mainstream media will twist the truth and edit the videos, whereas other people won't. It's not applied anywhere equally, ATL, believe me. We see it in the courts and the justice system over here. It's very unbalanced, very biased. And not just against your profession, it's biased against colour, it's biased against everything. You know, I mean, there you go. I'm guilty because I'm white, straight, and male. That says it all. You know, we just have Black History Month. Where's the History Month for me? Where's my history? Because my history is the history of this country, not somebody else's. I will stay on for another 5 minutes, being as ATL's dropped in late. I like to keep up with my buddies from over there. No, we can't, Ollie. That would be racist, wouldn't it? You know? I mean, I don't care about, I'm like Dan, I don't care about colour, race, creed. I've got friends from all races and creeds now and in the past, and I don't have a problem with any of them. Yeah, they got different ideas to me at times, but doesn't everybody? We're all individual, no matter what colour you are. Mythbusters just. I gave up watching Mythbusters years ago, mate. I think the last one I watched was when they shot the cannonball at Alameda and it went off the end of the runway. And that was the last one I watched. Went straight through somebody's house. Yeah, exactly, Dan. Exactly. And that's the problem. People haven't got respect nowadays, especially the younger ones. And I see it all the time here outside the school. The amount of shit that goes on out there. No, and I don't use pronouns. I use my own. I'll take it over there. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what Eden said there, I mean, the coppers were respectful to me locally, well, except for the hit squad that came in. So they gave me respect. I gave it to them. You know, if they'd have started asking for ID and everything every time, then yeah, I'd have probably got quite anti with them. But one of them did get a bit annoyed when I said, "Oh, I see you got the old human remote control there on your belt." Then he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, the taser." And I did ask him. He was actually a PCSO, and I did said, "Have you got a firearms license?" He said, "No." I said, "Well, you do realise then that you shouldn't be carrying that, don't you?" Start using that handsome intelligence. Well, on that, Ollie, I'd tell you what, I heard the best phrase, and it was from a vet who owned a shop in America. Funny enough, ATL might remember it. And I don't think it was a trans person he had in. It was a cross dresser more than anything. And they were arguing about gender. And the guy just looked at him and said, "If you got a dick, you ain't no chick." I mean, that was a perfect, absolutely perfect. Said it all. Yeah, that was a couple of years back now. All right, guys, I'm going to wind this up a bit now. I'll have a quick fag before I go. Oh, I shouldn't have said that on here. You're not allowed to use that word, are you? If you say you're going to have a smoke, they think you're smoking drugs. Just a little bit closer. I'm surprised Mickey Mouse ain't in there. Just another 10 minutes. Transsextant. They'd have a job categorising me, mate. 10 minutes more. Yeah, exactly, Dan. Yeah, I remember that night you said that, and bloody 6 hours later, we were still on there, weren't we? Everybody falling asleep. Sonic was the first one gone. See you, Spencer. Take care, buddy. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you, Hedden. Yeah, I mean, you guys make it. We ain't had that many in, but I didn't never expect many in. But it's nice, as I say, to be able to chat live. Once I get my arse in gear and get to sorting out, oh God, StreamYard, then I can start bringing people in. You know, I'm not going to pay for the big one where I can bring loads in. That's it'll just totally confuse me. So I think the standard version is just free, isn't it, Dan? Where you can bring, I think it's is it 5 or 6 people in? The fact that I can sit here talking for 2 hours is amazing me. Yeah, 6 people on the free. Yeah, see that would be fine for me. I wouldn't need any more than that. You do the same as me, do you, Dan? I keep turning the caps on and then I forget to turn them off because I use a remote keyboard. It doesn't light up when the cap's on, and I don't look at the laptop over there. But yeah, it'll be interesting to get to grips with that first. I'm gonna maybe do another couple of like this just to get used to setting up the stream and that, which I did have problems with today. I got a bit confused with it. You have a queue of people going. Manda, good afternoon, sweetheart. You're that late, we're nearly winding up. Actually, I'm thinking about it. I've got to sort out my notes for tomorrow's videos as well. I haven't been making any this afternoon, but yeah, it hasn't been too bad here, Manda. You know, I mean, it's getting a bit cloudy now. The sun's been out most of the day, but there's still a bit of chill in the air. And there was a very slight frost early this morning. But time nearly to do the last few cuts on the grass, set that up for the winter. Yeah, it hasn't been exactly cold here, but as Dan will tell you, when you're on the old blood thinners, you do notice the cold a lot more. And Pauline as well. Hello, sweetheart. I've not seen anybody for days. Oh, sorry to hear that, Pauline. Ring the bell. Ding, ding. Yeah, if you haven't pressed the button on the way in, press it on the way out. Give it a. That's the trouble with me. I don't push myself out there and push myself forward enough. It just kept going, mate. I did have a list of topics and things in the news, but but not everybody wants to talk about politics and shit like that. Yeah, I've got it, Mando. I've got it in my neck and my shoulders. And apparently it is starting to spread down my spine a bit. So that's something else I'm going to have to deal with over time. I've always had it in the neck. Well, I've always been a pain in the neck, but it started to progress a bit now. And it does restrict you sometimes. Some days I don't even notice it. Other days I'll sit there and I'll move my neck, or I won't be able to move an arm or something, without being in pain. I've got so many things I could get signed off for. No, I haven't, Ollie. I haven't. Basically, it's only since I stopped smoking the weed that I notice it more, because when I used to smoke the weed, it used to relax me. Because my muscles weren't tensed up, I was more relaxed. It wasn't quite as painful. I've got it in the cock. I don't have any problems in that department. Well, other than trying to find it. Oh, hello. Banging about next door. Yeah, I've known people that have got real bad arthritis, and sometimes they just can't even get out of bed in the morning. They're just in constant pain. I don't pay for any medication, Ollie. I'm too tight for that. I'd rather suffer the pain than give them money. But, I have my good days, I have my bad days like other people. Oh, bloody suffer then. Yeah, I get it all soothed away when she comes home. All right, Dan, thank you for dropping in, mate. Really, really appreciate it. And if you let us know in the video or drop me a message or something, let me know what's happening with the lives, because I have to arrange things here. I don't always use the same setup, so. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you for dropping in. Right, and guys, as I said, now that's 10 to 5 nearly. And we've been going on longer than we have last time by 2 minutes. All right, and guys, I'm going to wind it up now. Like I said, I've got a washing up to do. But before I go, I'd like to thank all of you for dropping in. And thank you for your support as always. And my respect to each and every one of you for that support. And we can only go upwards from here. But it's going to take me a while. I will do Holly. Yeah, she's due home probably about 20-25 minutes now. That's why I want to wind it up, because obviously when she's at work, well, even when she's working at home, I do all the housework. I think it's only fair. She's the breadwinner at the moment, and I've got to play my part. So when she comes in, she can just sit down, have a ciggy and relax. And I think that's the fair way to do it. Although we always used to share it when I was working anyway, but thank you, Nick. Take care. I washed the pots today. Yeah, they'll be a bit damp to smoke then, though, won't they? Yeah, Heather always says she's got the most efficient and energy efficient dishwashers going. Doesn't run on electricity, it runs on energy drink. No, I must stop drinking so much of that stuff. It doesn't do me any good. All right, and guys, as I say, we'll wind it up for today. Maybe a week or two before the next one, depending on what I got on. I don't want to bore you, like I've already done for over 2 hours now. But as I say, take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay strong. Stay free from the tyranny, the oppression, and every other bit of bullshit that they come out with. Take care, guys.